One day I just woke up and I was burnt out. I lost my motivation. It's like I was going through an identity crisis. And it's like, what you mean? You do hair, you do beauty, this is your thing. Like, what do you mean identity crisis? Everybody around you just sees your potential and see how much you got going on. And they see it. They see the vision. They see you doing you. They just see the whole picture, right? When you're passionate, you feel it. When you lose passion, it's just kind of like you're on autopilot. Like, I don't really get the gratification that I would get had I known, like, I really put my all into this. My worth online has been tied to beauty, likes, and like looking like I had it all together, and I don't. If I don't get me together, I can't show up for you. It's just not gonna work like that. I kind of got scared of being seen trying. Are you still gonna be there for me when it's time for me to take time for myself and repop back out? The pretty me, the polished me, the all put together me, she's a great woman. She's a phenomenal woman. She's inspiring. She's eating, girl, she's eating. But the truth is, that's not who I was all the time. Sometimes I was a confused girl. Sometimes I was an unsure girl. Sometimes I was not confident. Sometimes I'm just scared. Sometimes I'm just trying. And I used to just sit there and think, like, since when you get like this? Since when you don't post pictures? Since when you don't post content? Like, who are you anymore? I did not feel like me anymore. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. Most of us go through it. It doesn't matter how much money you got. It doesn't matter how much people you have around you. All of us go through a phase where we're just trying to figure it out. Like, I don't want to just give y'all the highlight reel. It look good. It look polished. Everybody got their highlight reels, right? But nobody want to show the messy middle. And it's like, I'm not starting over with a perfect plan. I don't have it all figured out. I'm going to just lead with courage. Tyler Perry said something along the lines of, you have to let your faith be bigger than your fear. And I say, you know what, Tyler? You dead ass right. We woken up to feel like, yo, you need that? Yeah, cause, okay, I got that if you need that.
I've never really have functioned in self-love. I've never really functioned in self-acceptance. And this is my time to learn what that is. You know, I need to learn who I am outside of my trauma, from the childhood trauma, then the, adult trauma. I need to really know what it feels like to be in, like, sovereignty with me. And that's the space that I'm in, and I know that, and I'm okay with that. And that's just is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it is, I've never been here before. It's like, I don't really know self-acceptance like that. And I would like to know that. I would like to see myself the way God intended me to see myself. Not through the reflection of anyone else right now, you know what I mean? Really just through the eyes of God.
Finding your identity is so important, because without one, you can get easily wrapped into somebody else's identity and feel lost and not know who you are, and that can cause depression and all kinds of things. We talk about decentering men a lot on this platform, in this space, exotical space, and it's important because you don't want to, especially if you're in a relationship, I would highly recommend decentering men, because you can easily build resentment towards your partner over time if you failed to do things for yourself, if you neglected yourself in the name or for the sake of your man's dreams and goals.
But you have to understand something. Sometimes being alone does not necessarily mean being lonely. And you have to learn how to be by yourself. And sometimes God will leave you by yourself until you learn how to be by yourself. Because see, if you ain't ready to be by yourself, then people will really make a fool out of you. Because if you don't know how to be alone, people will be able to run any kind of game on you they want. Because they can threaten you by walking out the door. Right. If you don't do this, I'ma leave. If you don't deal with this, I'ma leave. You understand? And there are a lot of people a lot of women is like, okay, well, please don't leave. To the hell with that. You better not tell me you leave, because I would have packed before you get out of your mouth.
You wrapped all of your identity in being a wife and a mom, and just forgetting about what you want to do, and the fact that you wanted to be a singer or learn how to play the piano or be an actress or model or be a YouTuber. You put all that aside. You didn't make no time for it. because you're tired all the time and your man is out there working, doing what he has to do. Because men, they don't center women the same way that women center men. Men know how to focus on what they want to do. And you as a woman, you can easily resent a man in this position if you don't at least put yourself first sometimes, most of the time. Because you got to make time for yourself. I felt like I was going in a downward spiral before I started my YouTube channel because I didn't have my identity yet. The name Maya J, that's my stage name that I took in as an alter ego. I have many alter egos, and I think that's another part of it, and I'll get into that later. But figuring out what you like, the things that you like, and forgetting what everybody else thinks, like your hairstyle choices. I know there's a stigma behind like natural versus not natural, and people can do whatever they want with their hair. Our hair is, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're not damaging your hair, I would not recommend things that would damage your hair, your edges, or any of that. But if you like to wear clip-ins with your hair relaxed, as long as you have a stylist who knows how to take care of your hair, go for it. I mean, it's your choice. It's literally your choice. Your body, your choice. Don't let people convince you that you have to. And a lot of women, a lot of times, it'll be male-centered reasons why they don't do certain things, and it'll hold them back. If you don't have an identity, you can easily fall into what other people want you to do. I mean, even though you know what you really like, but because other people are saying this is what you're supposed to do or have to do, and you care about what they think so much that you just don't do what you want to do. And does that make you feel good? Not really. You don't really want to do that, but that's what they're doing. So you have to have a mind of your own. You can't care what people think about you at all. There's a lot of confidence that has to come from this. You have to have confidence. You have to like yourself. It starts with shadow work and healing your inner child. So I would recommend therapy. I know the Exotical space and therapy has helped me realize that this is why people were treating me bad. It wasn't because I was not good enough. It was because I was good enough. But they really wanted me to think that I wasn't good enough. And I gave them power to do that for so long. I was like, oh no. And I switched that up real quick. I'm not giving people that much power over me to change who I am or to make me a lesser person because they saw my potential. Some people will see your potential before you will see your potential. Just keep that in mind. Especially if you're a child growing up with like a mother who maybe y'all didn't get along or she was jealous of you. She's older now. She's been in the world a while, and she probably sees your potential and resents you for it because Mariah Carey. I'm planning on doing like a series on exotical women and their stories and their life stories. And Mariah Carey, I think her mother was a aspiring opera singer, and Mariah and her mother didn't really get along. And I think there was a lot of resentment because she became famous.
When I was 12 years old, my sister drugged me, inflicted me with third-degree burns, and tried to sell me out to a pimp.
You said jealousy comes with the territory when you're famous, but when it comes from your mother, it's very painful.
My mother is a very talented singer.
She said, you should only hope that one day you become half the singer I am.
I literally didn't feel like I was worthy of existing, and that's something that's a terrible thing to say, but it's true.
I was always so scared as a little girl, and music was my escape.
And there's some mothers like that. Whitney Houston's mother wasn't like that. Whitney Houston's mother was also a singer, and she was very supportive of her daughter.
Whitney and Cissy Houston's lovely relationship. Gospel singer Cissy Houston and her daughter Whitney Houston have a loving, supportive, yet complicated relationship. Whitney's early musical career was shaped by Cissy's teachings of hard work and perseverance. Mother and daughter, mentor and protege. Whitney's talent was evident to Cissy early on. She fostered it through church choirs and events.
My mother taught me how to sing. I had the singing in me, But she taught me how. And she taught me through gospel. And she told me that if I could sing gospel, I could sing anything that I wanted to. Because everything is rooted from that music. It has every chord and every phrasing that you ever wanted to hear is rooted in gospel. And she wasn't kidding, because I could take that and I could sing any melody or sing around any melody that I wanted to, because I could hear very well.
Sissy was a talented backup singer for Aretha Franklin and Elvis Presley. Whitney's musical background helped her become one of the most famous vocalists in history. Whitney learned from Sissy how to handle music industry problems while staying true. Whitney kept Sissy close as she became famous. She rejoiced in Whitney's accomplishments but worried about fame's pressures. As Whitney faced public attention over her personal life and substance usage, Sissy has said she felt protective over her daughter in interviews. They loved each other despite these obstacles.
So there's people that see your potential, and there's two different types of people. People who see your potential and are rooting for you, and people who see your potential and are secretly spiting you. It don't even have to be secretly. Some people don't know how to hide it. But people will spite you and be envious of you. And if you don't recognize the signs in an envious, jealous person who's trying to hide it, it could come off. I don't know. You could get easily gaslit in a situation like that. Like, I hear a lot of mothers who have daughters who are biracial, and maybe the mother is unambiguous, and that mother will not compliment those daughters growing up. So they don't grow up with validation in their looks department from their own mom. They may be beautiful, but they don't know that. That's kind of my story a little bit. I grew up with body dysmorphia. Other people saw my beauty. I just didn't see my own beauty because I was never validated like that from my own, my mom. I had to teach myself that as I got older, that I am beautiful. I really am. A lot more beautiful than I thought. And, I would hide it. And, because somehow I knew, as I got older, I knew I was attractive. But I just, body dysmorphia, y'all, if y'all study it, is very wild. It's like a filter over our eyes where we don't see what other people see. Even though we see it rationally, we know it. We just don't believe what we're seeing. It's confusing.
It's really hard to watch Kaylee struggle with body dysmorphia every day. It's just getting worse and worse. Kaylee's body dysmorphia started in her senior year. It looked like somebody just flipped a switch on her, and she became a completely different person. Kaylee would go to school, and she always felt people were looking at her and talking about her because she felt that she was deformed. Kaylee would wake me up at 3 a.m. in the morning just to talk to me about her body parts. She would talk for hours about how her body was deformed.
Kaylee is deeply immersed in her body dysmorphia, and it's undermining our relationship.
There's this girl that's right in front of us with really short shorts. I'm not very happy about it.
Imagine hating your face so much that you never leave the house.
It's real.
She says she's ugly, she looks like a monster. That's why she didn't leave her house for over 2 years.
It's troubling.
Is it hard for you to be here today? Tell me what you're feeling.
It's body dysmorphia.
I look in the mirror, I see someone who is overweight. My nose is hideous.
What happens to these young girls that makes them feel like monsters?
I feel like I made her sweat. I think, well, maybe if I had not told, then it wouldn't have happened.
But that can happen to a beautiful woman who doesn't grow up with validation from her mother. It starts young, and you can easily fall into not feeling worthy and valuable because you didn't grow up with somebody confirming or validating you or rooting for you, telling them they're proud of you and things, and you just don't feel good enough. That's easy to fall into, but you are good enough. And people who've been in the world a while see that in you, and they're gonna try to make sure you don't see your own shine because they don't want you to outshine them. That's their goal. The goal is to not make you shine brighter than them. People want you to do good, just not better than them. Misery loves company. But this really has a lot to do with building your confidence. It starts with healing, then building confidence, and that will automatically come from healing. Let me give some quick tips on healing. The best way I knew how to heal, and my channel, first of all, is spiritually based. So a lot of things I'm going to speak on is just based on spirituality in general. The best way to heal something that's hurting you is to literally face it head on, feeling all of it, all of the pain, and accepting it as it is.
Energetic blockages begin through the experience of trauma. Traumas are the cellular memory from our past experiences that caused us to have a negative energy release. Our body stores our traumas at the cellular level, and our nervous system is comprised in two parts, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, or the masculine and the feminine. Our feminine energy activates the parasympathetic system, which creates relaxation and opening, and our masculine energy activates the sympathetic system, which creates action and tension in the body. When the mind perceives any kind of danger, it releases a burst of negative energy, which turns on the sympathetic nervous system. This is our fight, flight, freeze response, which allows for rapid energy expenditure. Our sympathetic response is very catabolic, which means that it comes at a cost. It breaks down the body's energy and nutrients in rapid succession to allow for fight, flight, or freeze to give us the best chance of survival. And so all of our negative reactions get stored energetically as they are seen as threats to our survival. Now, of course, the mind can't actually know when we're under threat or not. The only data it has to pull from is your perception of yourself. So whether it's a brief moment of social embarrassment or a deeply painful experience of abuse, it all falls under the realm of trauma. Anything at all which causes a negative self-perception within us is a trauma. Over our lifetime, these traumas get triggered again and again, and they grow larger and more powerful. These are what we call defense mechanisms. As long as you are still reacting and being triggered by life experiences, your mind will continue to strengthen these defense mechanisms because you are showing the mind that you still need them. So again, gross purification is when we begin to move positively polarized energy through our chakra network.
Let me give you guys a personal example of this. And I told you guys a million times I had body dysmorphia. I don't have it anymore. But I remember, I'm not going to name the celebrity at the time, but I remember scrolling on Instagram and coming across this celebrity's pictures and being like, oh, she's really pretty. Mind you guys, this is before I started my YouTube channel. This was before I was healed and everything. And I was like, oh, she's pretty, you know. And I didn't say that out loud, but I said it in my head, or I stopped enough to check on her profile. And I was scrolling on her page and I was just looking at her videos and pictures. And I caught myself on her page for at least 2 hours just scrolling and admiring her beauty. But, and this is some exclusive, nobody knows about this about me, but I like to be real with you guys, because that's how y'all gonna learn. If y'all learn from me, if I'm an example. I caught myself scrolling on her page for 2 hours, and I was like, I hope my boyfriend never comes across her profile and sees her. I remember thinking that. And I remember at that very moment when I was realizing I was thinking this way and my anxiety was kicking in about that I had, I put too much power in, I'm trying to explain this the right way. Because where I am now, I'm healed of body dysmorphia. I've decentered my relationship. And I don't think that way anymore. So now, to this day, the same celebrity that I see, I actually don't feel the same way as I did back then. I don't care if he sees her anymore, because that doesn't take any value away from me. But back then, where my mind was at, I thought that it would. I thought that if he saw her, he would be on her page just as long as I was, and I didn't want him looking at anybody else but me. But where I am now, and the way I was able to kind of heal that, back to what I was saying about feeling the pain, and I think my higher self kind of put this in position for me to get over this fear of mine, because it was a big fear of mine of any guy I dated seeing another girl that was pretty, that he might leave her for me. That was like a big fear of mine. But I remember one day, because y'all remember Instagram, they have this new feature where you could see who people like, or people who you follow, what they liked. Like if you're scrolling through the reels, and on the on the top, you could see who people like. There'll be like 3 bubbles and hearts, and I misinterpreted that as what videos I was looking at the time was what those people had liked also. And I was seeing my boyfriend's hearts on the celebrities' videos, and I had a panic attack at the time, and I freaked out, and I confronted him about it. It was so bad because it was my anxiety talking, and I was like, what are you doing liking this girl? And I remember we talked about it. He was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I realized how crazy I was feeling and sounding, and I knew it was my anxiety that was acting up, and I had to check myself, calm myself down, and because I was really like emotionally, like, what's the word? Emotionally irregulated at the time, and I had to collect myself. I was like, because that was my biggest fear. I didn't want him to see this person and potentially leave me for her, because that was my fear. I had abandonment issues, and that was one of my things. But when I realized that he would not leave me for her, even when I thought that he was looking at her pictures, and I'm sure he's seen her before, like, oh, she's everywhere, you know. But when I felt what I felt, I sat, after I was freaking out, and I sat down and, you know, really thought about what was going on, and realizing that, you know, yes, I'm feeling this pain, but it's a belief that I have that's not even real to anybody else. You know, I have this fear, but it goes back to being abandoned. It has nothing to do with what's going on right now. And so, you know, when I sat with that and realized that this is just a product of my anxiety and past traumas, and I just sat with the pain and dealt with it, the next time I saw her, I didn't have that big of anxiety around it, that much pain around it. And then it got better and better until 2 years later, here I am. And I don't have that same fear anymore. I literally done the shadow work that I needed to do. I've talked to the therapist that I needed to talk to heal it all. And I don't have that same what's the word? That same fear anymore, because I healed it. I did the work to heal it. And once you actually do the work to heal something, face it head on. Don't try to run from the pain, but face the pain. It will go away.
So the classic technique of shadow work is just to begin by allowing yourself to feel all of the hurt, the anger, the sadness, the fear, and just welcoming these emotions with loving arms, rather than trying to resist or avoid or suppress them. Because when you resist or suppress a feeling, Your animal brain basically goes, yep, I knew it. Look how much they're resisting this experience. This was clearly a threat to their survival. So let's definitely beef up this trauma a little bit more, because this is obviously a very helpful defense mechanism. In essence, you're giving your mind evidence that you need this trauma to be strengthened even worse because of the way you're reacting and resisting it emotionally. But of course, in reality, there's no threat or danger present at all. We're simply sitting in a room all by ourselves, crying into the pillow, and feeling past emotions associated with past memories. All the mind knows as real is your self-perception in that moment. So in order to begin unpacking these energetic knots, we have to allow them to empty the fuel tank, so to speak, by just allowing them to release without judgment.
It's like literally how it works. Like, you gotta feel the pain to heal it. It's real. Because it will go away, because it's like something you have to face. Until you face your fear of swimming, you won't know that it's really not that bad, right? But it's really more the anxiety that's making you fearful of swimming than actually swimming. So I hope that breaks it down better for you guys. In order to break a fear, you have to literally just face it and realize that it's not that bad, and let your brain understand that it's not that bad, because it's just a survival mechanism in our bodies. But you got to let your body know that this is nothing to be afraid of. You're not in any real danger, and it's going to be okay. Because until you let your body know that, until you face it, your body's going to think. That's what anxiety is. Your fear responses are dysregulated, and your brain thinks everything that you have trauma behind is going to be a danger to you. And until you tell your brain, no, this is not dangerous, this is not that bad. That's what we do in therapy. We do these exercises where, because my anxiety was so bad, y'all, I was scared to go to the grocery store, being around all these people and different energies and stuff, like, until he told me to just, even talking to people, socializing, like, social anxiety is real bad, y'all. Until he said, just talk to somebody in the store randomly for 15 minutes, a stranger. Like, used to freak me out. But it don't anymore. I do it all the time now. Because it's not that bad. It's easy. So, yeah. But once you, break all your fears and all of the pain that you're dealing with, and you have no more you don't have those traumas anymore, you'll start to feel better about yourself, more confident. And then when you stop caring about what people think about you, you do what you want to do with your hair, you do what you want to do with your outfit. You listen to whatever music you want to listen to in your own car. When you have people in the car who listen to only maybe rap music, but you want to listen to white girl music. Being authentically you is what's going to make you happier, more confident.
There comes a time in your life when you have to choose yourself from your family, from your friends, from the energy around you. And you have to find what really makes you happy in work, in relationships, in the activities that you do, everything.
You first.
Yeah. And once I did, now I can dive deeper into my kids. Now I can dive deeper into my sister bond relationships. Now I can dive deeper into my relationship with my brother and my friends and, my mom. It's a peaceful place to be.
That's how you're going to find your identity. Find out what you like to do. Do you like to paint? Do you like to vlog? You like to edit? You like to make videos with VEO3 and AI, and you like to play games? You like to draw? You like to yoga? You like to hike? You like to do hair, nails? You like to read documentaries? You like to, whatever you like to do, play the piano, learn an instrument, a new language. Whatever excites you the most, just do that. And I'm telling you, you'll find your identity, and you won't lose yourself. You won't lose yourself in, the world and the stresses. Take the time to find your highest excitement and just do that and watch how your life changes.
What can you do that's an expression of your passion that you're not already doing? Is there something you're hesitating to do for some reason?
No.
What do you do that is an expression of your passion? Name anything.
I read books.
All right, what else?
That's about it.
You read books.
Yeah.
That's it? You never eat food, you never visit friends.
Oh, no, I do, yeah.
Are these things expressions of your passion? No? I think your friends might take exception.
No! I see passion as something you
your
express
definition
yourself.
is limited. Your definition of passion is limited. Understand that anything that is the thing that contains even just the tiniest bit more attractiveness, curiosity, excitement, anything than any other option is a signal of your passion, even if it's on a small, simple, everyday level. If you just follow that thread by always acting first on whatever contains even just the tiniest bit more attractiveness, curiosity, excitement than any other option, you will be appropriately following the thread of your passion. Passion doesn't mean it has to be with trumpets blaring. It means it's your frequency, it's your higher mind telling you right now, this contains more of this attractiveness, curiosity, excitement, and passion than any other option, even just a little bit more, because right now, this is most you. This is what you need to do first. This is the stepping stone to the next stone. This is your path. When you feel any kind of curiosity, love, attractiveness, excitement in any way, in any degree, that is an actual physical translation of the language of your higher mind speaking to you. Follow it, act on it, don't hesitate, because it's the physical action that is the answer to your higher mind's communication. If you just sit and think about it, you're not answering your higher mind. You experience yourself as a physical being, therefore you have to speak the language of physical reality when responding to the energy of the higher mind. Energy is its language. That feeling you get in your body is the translation of its language in physical terms. So your response has to be physical action to show the higher mind you heard it and are willing to pay attention to the guidance it's giving you. Is this helping?
Yes, it is.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
Just trust me on this one. Just do what makes you the most excited all the time, even if it's something you don't prefer. If you have to clean up the house and you hate cleaning the house, find the joy in that anyway. Realize your house will be a lot cleaner. Listen to some music so you can make the time pass by. Listen to some videos on YouTube. That's what I do when I'm cleaning up, so I can make the time pass and I'm not just in my head all the time with stuff. I'm always thinking of new ideas to create with. My mind's not always, in drama and negativity and stuff like that. Unless I'm doing research and I have to look at negative content, but that's the only reason why, because it's part of my job and I love doing this. I love making videos. And with the alter ego thing, that's just the fun part. Like, once you find yourself, you can create different little alter egos. Like, I have a couple of alter egos. I have an alter ego where I call her Sierra, where she's more like not a tomboy, but y'all know the Aaliyah Sierra aesthetic, where it's like I have my masculine and feminine balance. When I'm tapping into my masculine a little bit more, because I'm naturally feminine, but when I want to tap a little bit into my masculinity and my femininity at the same time, because that's just who I always will be. But there's sometimes where I have to tap into my masculine because that's healthy. It's not healthy it's healthy to have a balance. Yin and yang. It's healthy to have a masculine and feminine balance. That's how we thrive as women. And when I'm tapping into that, I tap into Sierra. She likes to. I literally dress like how Aaliyah and Sierra with the tight top, maybe some what do they call it, the boyfriend jeans or whatever. Like sometimes I just like to, do that. I just like to have fun with my alter ego. Nikki's more of my flirtatious side, more of my dark feminine side. Her name is Nikki. You know what I'm saying? So I have different alter egos I play with and I tap into when I need to. And that's just for fun for me, but you gotta find yourself. Don't get lost in the man. I have a child, but I take time for myself too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't resent my family. Like some women regret having kids and being married. I love my life. I have a man and a child, but I don't wrap my whole life into that. I don't wrap my identity into that because I will get lost. And I notice when I'm not creating as much and when I'm getting lost in the real world with bills and stuff, I'm not as, myself until I do tap back into it. Until I'm, like right now, I'm in the zone where I'm just recording on the microphone, talking to you guys, just getting downloads and just speaking to whoever needed to hear this today, because this was a download. This was I literally 30 minutes ago just thought about this video I did and just started talking off the mic. So somebody needed to hear this today. But know your worth, know your value. Don't let other people's opinions affect how you move. That's the big part. I'm sure I've been talked about on YouTube somewhere by now, but I don't care. I'm still doing me, making videos. I don't care if I don't get more than 1,000 views per video. I'm still gonna keep going because I enjoy this, and this is an outlet. It's fun. It's my passion. It's all of these things in one for me. I get excited the most when I'm doing this. So, and I get to be myself while I'm doing it. That's the best part about it, I think, for me. And I get validation from it. So if you really want to, and if you want my advice, I would start with YouTube, like starting a channel. If you need help finding your identity in yourself, and don't worry about the analytics and not getting a lot of views, because that will interfere with how you move. If you just enjoy what you do and you like it, eventually you'll get there. But don't worry about all that, because that's just numbers. Enjoy what you're doing. Do it anyway. And I promise you, it'll change your life like it did mine. But let me know what y'all think in the comments about this one. And I'll talk to y'all next time. I might make a part 2. But let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Thank you for listening.